Okay. Hello world. What's Meebot? Been weird with me before. What's that about? Alright, wait for somebody to say hello and then I'll kick it off. Okay. So before I do anything, let's do it in this corner because we're gonna need to we are gonna need to restart. And I'd rather have to catch the test versus live environments while I'm rebooting. So that's going to reboot straight into the test environment. That should be fine. Alright, so we'll need to download this. Let's download this. Off we go. Oh, we'll need a replay file before we install anything, so we're going to need to do a benchmark before we start. So let me think. This one. Data. Like game saved. So we need a replay. Let's find the biggest one. That's typically the most demanding. Copy that. Stick it in the D drive, maybe. And also. Send me stuff. Local. Save. Demos. Wait. Okay. We're going to need to reset the thingy anyway on this, aren't we? Let's reset the cache while we're here. Let's reset all the Fortnite cache. That's all done. Alright, so we should be up to date with Windows. So we should have the one it's talking about. Yeah. Right, history, and we're looking for, what does it say? The one that ends in 605. 605? Okay, where is that? Or maybe it's not. KB 835. Wait, have I got this? 506 6835. Yeah, it's that one. Right, so it's the cumulative update in October. Yeah. I don't know why it's got a different number after the bracket. So it's that one. So it's basically the October cumulative update. So Windows obviously changed something in this, and then it broke all the Nvidia drivers. There's Eppo. So this new Nvidia driver has been released to fix that. Yeah, and it's not a full release, it's only a hot fix release. So the full driver will come out later. So we've just downloaded it. So let's see what the performance is before and after. Yeah. So I think we're running the latest one at the moment, which is 581.80. So yeah, 581.80. Right, so we've downloaded that, but I want to get a baseline. We've established we do have this Windows October update installed, so I want to see what the performance is of that. Wait, wasn't I gonna? Have I put? Oh, we've got to reset that. So okay. So I've just reset the shader cache. I need to set up the Fortnite config again because of that. Oh, what's the best way to test performance is exactly what I'm doing now. Stay tuned. freezing in here. Freezing. Decline on that one. Right, so I'm going to reset this up because we reset the Fortnite game local app data folder. Let's go back up again to how it should be set. Yeah. That lot, apply. Then we need to rerun the replay through twice. Restarting Fortnite each time. First time to fill in all the shader cache. Second time to actually get a benchmark. And then we'll update the Nvidia drivers, and we'll redo the same test. And we'll compare the two. No, I don't use the whole replay. I use a slice in the replay, 3-minute slice. Oh, in fact, we've got to put one in there, haven't we? One of the ones I just copied. I'll publish the replay on my Discord so that you guys can load the same replay and do exactly the same test if you want to run the same test. I'll do that. I need to establish first. Make sure this is all okay. What? Yep, looks good. I will need to career. I've buried this. Replays, open replay folder. Right, so we'll need to put in the replay that we've just copied from the other environment into this one, and then we need to find a time slice that looks good, that looks nice and busy in that, and we'll benchmark that and then use that going forwards. So this one, that. Whack that in there. I don't know what to rename it to at the moment, so we'll just work that out in a second. Find a busy bit. Refresh this once it's back. Refresh. There we go. Let's go find a good time slice. Alright, well, that's busy. That looks relatively busy. We could do endgame. Would endgame be a bit busier? Let's go from about there. So, what's that? 1830-ish. So, what's 18 times 60 plus 30? Now, 18 times by 60 plus 30 is 1110 minus 180. So, at 930 we're looking at. To get to here for a 3-minute replay, we need to start it at 9:30. That will do from there to there. Alright, so we'll run it through a cut for MX, but again, this is before I've loaded shaders. So, well, fully loaded shaders. Most of the shaders should already be downloaded, pre-downloaded. But we'll run it through cleanly twice. Come on. So I'm going to cut frame X. It's so cold in my room. La da 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 da. We put gloves on. Are we going to get an overlay or are we not going to get an overlay? If it doesn't do the overlay, then I will restart Fortnite. We're going to get the overlay. Yeah, we are getting the overlay. Nice. So 9:30, wasn't it? Deeper time, gameplay 9:30, confirm. We're going to run this through twice. Ready, steady, go.
Capture started.
Oh wait, I'm dead at this point. That's not going to work at all. Okay, never mind.
Capture finished.
Let's find a different time slice because I died. I died. Where's me? Where's me? So I die at this point, so I can't have it here. All right, so let's go further back. Let's go to about here somewhere. Where's this? 7 minutes ish. Minutes-ish. Okay, so what's 7 times 6? 7 6 is 42, so 420. I don't want to be changing users in the middle of the replay. That's not going to work at all. Right, 420. So that's dead on 7. All right, so ready, steady, go.
Capture started.
420. Somebody remember 420? I'm going to need to rename the benchmark 420. Did I really die in this game? Yeah, my GPU and CPU are 37 degrees centigrade right now, running 600 FPS. Crazy. That's how cold my room is. I did notice there was a massive difference the other night when I closed my window and closed it, and it was about 7-8 degrees hotter in the room. I had about 15-degree difference in CPU temperatures, and my FPS were going up and down a lot from that. So it makes a huge difference, your temperatures. Yes, replay is the most FPS accurate thing you can get in Fortnite by a mile. Not one of these stupid FPS benchmark creative things. They're useless. Completely non-representative. Anyone that's testing on those and is a tweaker should quit what they're doing and hang their head in shame. Oh yeah, I did die in this game, didn't I? That took ages to get out of the car, by the way. So I was pressing get out the car for like 2 seconds prior to actually getting out the car, which is why I fell off the cliff.
Capture finished.
Right, so that's run through. So we should have enough shader cache to fill everything in now. But because we don't want to keep that one because it was doing shader cache at the same time, the easiest thing to do is close Fortnite, reopen it, and then remeasure. Then we'll get a clean run with all the shader cache already done. In the meantime, I'm going to rename that benchmark file to, what was it, 420. We can delete the ones we just captured here because it will be useless. So let's rename that shader cache file. Oh, so rename that replay. It's 420, wasn't it? Bench 420. And I'll publish this on my Discord later so you guys can use the same one. So you start the replay at 420. And then we'll update the Nvidia driver and we'll see if there's any difference. Right, bench 420, play. So this is the one we're going to want to keep. Nameplate, right, T for time, 420. Let that settle a little bit, and then on the marks, get set, go.
Capture started.
We'll need to run it through twice as well when we do the Nvidia driver update, because that will clear all the shader cache again. So. Loads of people were reporting to me that they were having really bad performance after a Windows update. So this kind of explains it. I can't say I noticed, but lots of people were DMing me saying, why am I getting really bad performance after a Windows update? Mouthful 95? Okay. To birth. Is that like a T-bone steak? Birth is beef in French. Must be a T-bone steak. Yeah. Yeah, it's a third lower latency, that's why. And anyone that's ever tested it would know that. But pretty much no tweakers know that. So what does that tell you? I was pressing get out of the vehicle for like 2 seconds there.
Capture finished.
Alright, there we go. So, let's go and look at the results. Kind of cause some issues. I have 0 issues ever with it. Properly set up. Why is your car driving like that slow? That's because it was in a river. Alright. So, what did we say? So this is 581.80, yeah? 581.80. Nvidia 581.80. Make sure that looks all good. That's fine. Obviously, I'm capping at 600 FPS, so 0.7. That's actually not great. So let's see if this fixes that. Because look at the low average there, 98. Terrible. That is terrible. Well, that's very interesting. That is terrible. I mean, look at some of the older ones I've done. My low average is kind of the 160s, Simpsons map 165, 155, 228. That's a reload map though, I think. That's a reload map, that one. But yeah, so something's definitely off here to be 98. Yeah, something's definitely off there. All right, let's update the driver and see what it does. So we've downloaded it already. So we need MV clean install. We've already downloaded the driver. You can't get this through here yet, so you have to manually point it at the hotfix thing. So remember, this is the Nvidia hotfix. So this is the Nvidia Discord, and they've released the hotfix driver for this. And the only place to get it is click link here, and then once you've done that, you go and find the downloaded file you downloaded and point it at it here. Yeah. Next on that, recommended on that. Was that the new driver? No. It's the newest driver officially released, but obviously there's a hotfix. So we're now installing the hotfix, which is meant to fix that. And we'll find out very shortly. Settings, right? What CPU Infinity? So 6 and 7, 6 and 7. 6, 7. Yep, that's all fine. No, it's meant to give better performance. We'll find out in a minute, batch. I'm going to build a package. I'm going to stick it in my D drive, so I can use it on my main gaming environment as well. But yeah, 0.1% lows is not right. It's not right for Fortnite. Never see that bad. But something's off. Should be, as I say, at least 160s. You rather use DDU? No, unless there's a problem. Unless I've got major problems, never use DDU. You should just use a clean install for the driver. Just click the clean box. That's it. Never need to use DDU unless there's something very, very wrong. Okay. So it does that. That's on there. We can close that. Install. You're going to have a black screen for a bit because it's just removed the old driver. Yeah, if you're on the latest Windows update, which included the October cumulative update, if you've installed that, it's obviously conflicted with Nvidia drivers. I don't know whether it's all Nvidia drivers or just the latest Nvidia drivers, I don't know. But if you've installed the Windows update from October, then you're going to need this hotfix. It says it in the release notes, which we covered earlier. If you want to go and watch the beginning of this video back, we went through that at the beginning. Right, so done. Right, let's optimize the driver a bit. Yeah, done. Okay, on that. Let's do anything else in there. Just need to do the Nvidia control panel. One nine. Why is the camera pointing the wrong way today? Right. Performance presets. And that one. That one as well. Right, anything else? All done. That. My pop-ups. Yeah, should be everything. Check I'm running the right display hertz for everything. So I need to check what that install monitor is doing. Yeah, that's correct. Fine. What's the disturb notification? Alright, sorry, getting sidetracked with this. I wanted to get rid of those. Don't want any disturb notifications popping up. Alright, so that should be fine. We just need to reboot and we should be good to go. Oh. Said to Nat, maybe you can help her with the premium once she buys it. Helping her with the shaders. Shaders? What shaders? I tagged her in PC chat. Alright. Shader. What? You were helping her with shaders? Doing what? You shouldn't need any help with shaders. Do you mean resetting the Fortnite game stuff and then resetting it all up again with my script, which I'm not sure she has? She wants to upgrade to processor, so yeah, that's fine. You just put in the code and everything's exactly the same other than the pop-up. You don't need to change anything. She did the script today, did she? So it reset all the display options. Yeah, helped her because of the update yesterday. Oh, okay. It should have been my normal guide, really, other than the script. She's got that. Not sure I've given her that. Maybe I have. Alright, we should be on the new driving out. 581.94. There we go. Everything should be hunky-dory. Just double check I've done those things right as well before we do that. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Do anything else? Oh yeah, I was going to check that, wasn't I? Make sure these are set. 6 and 7 still. Make sure we're running the same test. Yes. Make sure this isn't moved, which it shouldn't have done, but you never know. 243. 243. 243, that's cool. Alright, that's all lined up. Don't need to do anything there. That's running. Right, let's go. And as I say, we're going to have to run this through twice because the NV clean still cleans out all the Nvidia shader cache that we created a minute ago. Here's the po. Am I still on time with the end results? Yeah, I haven't got that yet. So I've now updated the drivers. I'm gonna run the replay through twice and take the second one as the reading and then compare it to what we had before. There's definitely something wrong before with those 0.1% FPS lows. That is not right. Not right for Fortnite at all. As I say, we're going to run this through twice now. 420. The GPU is 24 degrees centigrade. busy now. On your marks, get set, go.
Capture started.
Oh, nuts. About a minute left. Then we'll close Fortnite, reopen it, rerun the test, take that result. Oh, it's T-bone steak again. Hello, T-bone steak. Goodbye, T-bone steak. Polished him off nice and quick, as I like to do with all my T-bone steaks. Yeah, so I'm dual streaming on to YouTube and Twitch right now. So YouTube will have a record for people that aren't subbed to my Twitch of what we've done here today. I'll leave that up. So I'm pressing get out from about there, and it took that long to get out. I took full damage because of it. So then I realised, oh, okay, I can't push the top now. There's 3 people up there. I'm out of here.
Capture finished.
Okay, that's done. We're gonna F4 that. Reopen Fortnite. Rerun the exact same test. Keep that result. Compare it to the old driver. Nearly there. Nearly there. Nearly there. So the only thing we're changing is one thing. It's the driver version. The only thing we're changing. Everything else is all exactly the same. There should be any benchmark test. Change one thing, keep everything else the same. Working on my RTSS overlay earlier. I'm going to be putting it on the left middle, I think. We'll try that for a bit. I'll show you later. Gameplay, keep time, 430. Let the FPS settle a bit. Ready, steady, go. Mine is above the health bar, above the health bar. Okay. Oh, I shrunk mine a little bit as well, so I must remember I need to change my RTSS crosshair positioning because of that. That affects both. When you change the size of the font, affects both the crosshair and the overlay, the stats overlay. Moving it around's fine. It's just changing the size of the font moves the overlay, moves the dot around. I think I should tweet the results out. If there is a big difference, I think everyone needs to know this. Anyone on PC needs to know this. Because this is actually big. Assuming there is a difference. I mean, the code might just suck. And that's why it's low FPS. It could be no difference and the code just sucks for this season. Let's update. Let's see. I mean, whoever's got that gun wins the game. There's nothing anyone can do about it. You're just dead from any range at all. You get that red dot mythic, everyone's dead. Unless you're shooting from somewhere that you can't be shot from easily. Game over. Right, 25 seconds, nearly there.
Capture finished.
And we're done. We are done. Let's have a look. Drum rolls, please. Warm up a bit. So cold. So what version is this again? Remind me. 581.94. 581.94. Right, let's have a look. That's still bad. That's still bad. 95 is still bad. The performance is actually worse. Wow, okay. Well, that's interesting. So that didn't help Fortnite, or didn't help the problem. That's very interesting. I mean, almost identical results there. So the previous Simpsons lobbies if we add one of those, I mean, look, the difference is huge. Look at the lows difference. I'm not sure this is a Windows problem. I think this is a Epic update problem, frankly. Look at the difference between that. So that's what it was prior to the last release. When was this? How many days ago was this? The 5th. So 15 days ago, that was the performance, which is pretty good, to be honest. Then, since then, they did a Simpsons update the other day. Same map, just awful. But yeah, that's not any better, is it? What could it be? I redeploted everything last night. That wouldn't be it. That's actually worse before. I can't go over that. That's actually worse before. What else could it be? If it wasn't the Fortnite code, which it probably is, what else could it be? I haven't forgotten to do anything here. That's all fine. Wait, why isn't that? Why didn't that apply? That's weird. That wasn't, but that's more of a latency tweak than a FPS tweak, so that isn't it. Let's see, anything else it could be? Let me have a look at the hardware stats in comparison to see if something's doing more work than it was before. Have a look. Alright, so compare that with that. Average load 46%, 41%. It's actually doing less CPU than before. Next loading 94, that's fine. Clock speeds are all fine. CPU power, it's using less power than it did before. Temps 37 versus 41. It's actually cooler than it was before. GPU load 62 to 61, so that's about the same GPU loads. GPU clock speeds were actually fast. I had them pumped up a little bit more there, but not much difference. Power wise, 196 versus 202, but that's due to the extra clock speed. 39 degrees centigrade versus 36. So much cooler temperatures, so this should actually be better. Maybe it's just the replay. Maybe it's those stupid homers that are running around that's messing it up. RAM usage, same. VRAM usage, pretty much the same. I mean, look at the difference in stuttering. 0.41 versus 1.34. Yeah, there's something wrong there. There's definitely something wrong there. I mean, there's 350 there compared to 267 there. I mean, nearly 100 difference in the lows. Obviously, they're different replays. They are different replays. But it's still the same map. It's just between updates. Yeah, that doesn't seem to do anything. In fact, the first one was probably better. Have a look at this. The comparison. Yeah, more of a dip here. Look. So the orange one is the new one. More of a dip there. More of a dip there. I could argue that this is actually worse. The only time it was slightly better was here. At the beginning. That's still bad. Still really bad. I mean, 99% sure this is Fortnite code problem. That these lows are so bad. 99% sure. What we probably should have done, a replay from Reload to see what that looks like. If it's in the 200s for the lows. But I haven't played Reload yesterday at all, so since the update, so I haven't got a replay that will work. I need to run a game of Reload for it to work. Yeah, that's not great. You did. Yeah, no. I'll do that another time. I'm more concerned about this at the moment. If I'm going to be updating people's PCs like Steve, Ship, Rapper, Nat, whoever, then I need to know that the new one is better than the old one, which currently it doesn't look like it is. Yeah, so I don't know. Right now, I don't know. So the Nvidia says this hotfix addresses the following. Lower performance may be observed in some games after updating the Windows 11 October cumulative update. That's the cumulative update, that one. So may be observed in some games. Yeah, well, whatever that did, it didn't do anything as far as I'm concerned. That just looks like margin of error to me. That just looks like margin of error after I've restarted the game. One down, they're saying that. I'll double check something. If this isn't 14.8-ish, something weird going on. Run a synthetic benchmark quick. Be about 14.8. 15.0, that's a little slow. Run another one. Especially with these temps. I mean, I got a 14.7 last night. 15.1. Have I done something wrong? This is weird. Come on, 14.7. 14.9. Still a little bit high. As I say, last night, 14.7. Primo Prime. That's about right. Again, a little bit high, but about right. What else could it be? What else could it be that's being weird? Reading marks, but I'm not sure I've got a previous high score for that. Can't remember it. I'm not going to run that. Superposition, again. I can't remember what score I normally get for it. I can run superposition quick. See if there's anything weird going on with the GPU driver. This is always very loud, so I apologise. Let me turn this down a bit. Always very loud for me as well. No stuttering, nice and smooth. Don't see any issues. I think the problem is just Fortnite. I think Epic just haven't bothered doing any kind of performance testing at all because the season's only a month long and they just crammed it all in. So I don't think they care. what scores again? There's only 10 days left. Yeah, exactly. So 56,326. What was it? 56,000. So that's just 326. So that's 581.94. Looks fine though, stability wise. Let's run one more test on this one. So I keep thinking about the word some games. So maybe Fortnite wasn't on the list of some games. But just the performance is awful right now. Yeah, maybe it's a more recent update, more titles. Normally when they say things like some games, it means it's conflicting with an anti-cheat engine or a game engine. So like all of Unreal Engine or all of Easy Anti-Cheat games like that. I'll publish this for Zeppo. I don't know whether Zeppo's around. He could benchmark it. See if it's just me that's getting weird lows, but probably not. It's me. One more. Not even hitting 600 now.
Capture started.
Not even hitting 600 anymore. Probably all these homers, these zombie homers on the map. Ugh. I mean, graphically, it's almost doing nothing of this map. I mean, it's all cell drawings, so it's hardly doing any detail whatsoever. So from a GPU perspective, it's basically just lowered the GPU load, which was never a problem in the first place because Fortnite's a CPU bound game. So everyone's GPUs are already bored, they're just now more bored. Okay. made this car really difficult to drive now with this latest update. So heavy and clunky.
Capture finished.
Right, let's have a look at this one. This is a second opinion. As a second opinion. Any better? It is a little better. No, not really. Yeah, well, it's a little better there. As I say, that looks to me like it's nearest makes no difference. It's all these. What is going on here and here and here? I mean, have a look at an old Simpson replay. There, you occasionally get a blip above like 4 or 5 milliseconds. This thing's doing it all over the place. .95 low average. Alright, I'm going to publish this replay. And hopefully one of you guys can run it as well, just to see if it's me or not. I mean, we have done like for like here with the same settings and everything else, so what a benchmark here. New replay. For 20 seconds. And test for 180 seconds. Right, I'll put a screenshot of my one in here. FPS there, additional graphs, 1, 2, 3. And then, oh, system info as well, it's actually useful. Like that. Okay. If anyone else wants to have a go, it's there. You can post your results in under mine. See what you guys get. It's that that's worrying me the most. That stuttering. That's 2-3 times higher than it should be. Yeah, 3 times higher than it should be. And it says the GPU driver version there as well. Look. Yeah, give that a go. Yeah, no, the new driver doesn't seem to fix it. So, yeah, really low. So I ran it twice on the new driver, and it nearest makes no difference. The lows wise, it's all the same. That's all margin of error. So that one's the new driver, that one's the new driver, that one's the old driver. So this hot fix doesn't seem to have done anything. For a fortnight at least. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if it's worth actually installing on like thieves, rappers and ships PCs, because if it's not going to help, then if they play other games maybe. But the description was some games, and so that could have included Fortnite, or it might not have included Fortnite. So right now, correct, there is no point in changing them. I don't see any benefit to that hotfix at all. None. From the test results, at least. I mean, they all look exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference there. There's no real difference there. But as I say, I mean, this was the Simpsons. This was the Simpsons map before the last update. Look at the difference in lows. The difference in lows there is crazy. So whatever they've done, Epic have done it, I'd say. Epic have basically made it really bad on this update because that was 15 days ago on the same map. And it was much smoother, much slower things. Have you looked into when capping FE measured the MS display change, else the results might be bugged? To measure the milliseconds between as long as I'm doing the same test and changing one thing in CapRMX, it doesn't matter if it's bugged. If as long as you've got the same test conditions and you change one thing, it doesn't matter what you started on, as long as you end on the same thing as and you change one thing between. So it doesn't make any difference. You don't need to, even if it's wrong. So even if I was doing this in FrameView, which has terrible bugs with various games, as long as I was comparing before and after with the same test conditions and then changing one thing in the middle, then it doesn't matter. You know whether it's better or worse. It doesn't matter what the final numbers are, really. New BIOS update settings. No, I'm not publishing them anymore. They're all secret now, I'm afraid. I'm keeping them to myself. Too many leakers. But yeah, the Epic have definitely done something with this latest update because those lows are. Bleh. Let's see. Do 0.1 percentiles. Yeah, look at that. I mean, 0.1 percentiles, right? It's like 15 days ago, it's 286. Now it's 145. Now that's an Epic code problem. When did I install the update? Let me see when I installed it. Was it before or after the 15th? So this is the update, this one. I installed that on the 16th. That could be that. In theory, it could be that. But I don't have an environment where I haven't installed that, so I have to somehow roll back to before that Windows update to see whether that's what's doing it or not. But I'm completely up to date with updates, so it's either that, which I installed on the 16th, i.e. a day after I took this test. Yeah, the 5th. No, I did that on the 5th. What am I saying? That was the 5th, so it is afterwards. Yeah, so it's still the same. So yeah, it could still be the reason why I've got poor performance, or it could be Fortnite code, Fortnite update. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Catherine X to get rid of the Ring Zero, Win Ring Zero driver. They need to get rid of that. They need to do that now. They should have done that a while ago. I don't know what else it could be, to be honest, though. But that is a big drop. I mean, that's nearly half. Nearly halved. Probably is halved. It is halved. The 0.1 percentile FPS has halved in the last 15 days. Either due to a Windows update or to a Fortnite update. One of the two. That is worrying. Right, I'm still going to install it on my other environment. How am I doing? I'm still going to install the update on the other environment. Yeah, I need to tell everybody. Tell everybody about this. All right. So I'm rebooting into my main gaming environment now. Am I using 6 and 7 on this one as well? Okay, which means I can straight run the. Wait, what? No, let's put it in the data directory. Oh, that's because I'm not at the top of the page. I can straight run it from this. So this is the pre-packaged MB Clean Store version I did in the other environment. I'm really disappointed in that hotfix. I thought it was going to help. Clearly didn't. Why didn't it update the titles? That's really weird. Pretty sure it did. Yeah, maybe it just didn't for that bit. Nearly there. We done? Are we done? I think so. Back again. Go back up again. Nope, wrong one. Here we go. Sorry for that. None. Oh, wait. Okay. Should be good. That's done. Anything else? Don't think so. Sure, don't think so. No. All right, reboot. Should be good to go. Come on, hurry up. Reboot. Did it. All right, we're all done. Do you want to see my new overlay? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. No, you didn't. I'm looking for. So update for that as well. Oh, I'm getting distracted, guys. All right, sorry, getting distracted. Ooh, what's that doing? Update. I'll share this with my mods because that's actually quite funny. Come on. All right. Done that already. Done that already. Right. I've just for the mods watching, have a look at what I've just sent you in Discord, in the mod only section. I think there's a secret for us. No, somebody's just trying it on. Which is quite confusing. Yeah, so I've stuck my FPS thing here. So let me know what you think about it. Because it was covering too much of the mini-map up here. And up here is just too distracting. So I've put it vertically here. It's centralized. So hopefully it's not too intrusive. And hopefully you can still read it. Anyone on? I'll run a game. Might run a game of Reload. See if I can see what that feels like. Hang on a second. This drama's unraveling as we speak. I need to check something. No. Be on in an hour. Okay. Alright. Where Mikey is. What time is it? Mike should be around now. Yeah, Mike's normally around now. I'd like to test this driver a little bit in real live gameplay. 4 p.m. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, so the drama is somebody's just sent me a DM saying, I bought your guide yesterday, but I haven't received a link. And I'm like, I stopped selling my guide 2 weeks ago. And you haven't bought it from me, so where have you bought it from? And he sent a screenshot of it. So he's either trying it on, trying to get access to the Discord, or he's bought it from somebody reselling it. Either way, I haven't got any money from it. That's the drama. It's not me, lol. No, it's somebody else. All right. Can I just do that? All right, starting that up. So cold in this room. I'm gonna have to close that window a little smidge. Just a smidgen. Oh, right, I'm going to stop streaming on YouTube now because we've done the testing. So let me fix that.